Thanks, Mike. Mark, thank you.
I need one of those.
I know, huh? I mean, it goes back in history so far back, the cane and then using it for self-defense. And yeah, he's talking about, you know, that over 65 market that's just growing so rapid. I think 10,000 people a day turning something like that in our country.
Amazing.
It's a big one.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Good. Thanks for being back.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you are currently the county supervisor for El Dorado County. You're running again for office.
Yep.
What do you see as the biggest issue for those of us that live in the county?
Well, you know, we're tourist and recreation oriented area, and so therefore that's what's important is how do we get our economic development engine going and have people come up here and be able to see this beautiful lake that we have, enjoy it, and yet make sure that our infrastructure is working properly, make sure that our environment is protected, and make sure we get enough money up here that we can take care of the areas we need to take care of.
Well, I mean, that's got to be a big one for you when you think about how far like El Dorado County goes all the way up the West Shore to Tahoma.
Correct.
And then all the way down on the other side of Placerville.
All the way down to El Dorado Hills.
El Dorado Hills,
right?
yeah. So I mean, it's quite big, and those are really diverse in elevation and in economic, you know, impacts. Yeah. I mean, what do we do to get the money up here? I mean, what does it look like for you when you're going to a meeting? Like, no, we need the money up. Like, what does that look like? The meetings.
I think it's really nice. I have the respect of my fellow board members, and a lot of them recreate up here just like we do. They come up here. They're up here on the weekends. Our CIO has a home up here. So I think it's really important for everybody to know that as representative government, we all care about the lake. All 5 of the board of supervisors care. So it's really a good conversation. It's they ask me where are the needs, and I show them where our needs, and we talk about them. It's a constant conversation.
So the negative Nancys out there, for lack of a better term, are saying, wow, we don't need more tourists up here. I hate hearing that. I mean, I get why people want to come here. That's why I want to live here. Yeah. But the transportation's a big part of that. How do we fix that? And it must take money. I mean, where do we get the money to get a better infrastructure for getting people out of their cars, I guess, because it seems like parking's a huge issue for us.
And we're Americans. Let's be, the fact of the fact is we don't like getting out of our cars.
Right.
So it's a whole new cultural shift mindset on, hey, let's get you to a hotel, and then let's get that transportation. Let's get free transit to and from Emerald Bay or wherever those areas are, and let's do it every 15 minutes. Not an easy thing to do because we don't get the money for that. Honestly, our money comes from the federal government, and that money is pretty much used for commuter traffic. That's what it's based on. So to get tourism money for transit is very difficult.
Is that federal money?
It's federal money, basically, mostly. And even if it comes down to the state, for us to get it, it's difficult. It's a constant battle because we are fighting against the rest of California where they have issues with commuter. We're talking the train, the bullet trains and all that. And money's going towards that. And honestly, it's difficult for us to get the money up here. So it's a constant fight. When Senator Feinstein was up here this summer, I had a conversation with her, one-on-one conversation about what that would look like if we could fund tourism transportation. And so it's a battle, but it's a battle that we need to keep fighting. I'll be going to Washington, D.C. next year to talk about that.
Is that right? Huh?
Yeah. We have summits where we'll as rural areas and counties, we can go to Washington, D.C. and go out there and talk and lobby for our counties. That's what we do.
So before we wrap it up, you've got an audience right here. What do you say to them as to why they should re-elect you for county supervisor?
Thank you. I think I have a skill set. I have the ability to sit down and talk to my fellow board members. Critically important. Next year, I'll be the chair of the board. I will have that ability to be able to start to focus on where we go. And for me, it's a District 5. It's in our district. Make sure that we have the ability to get that money and start doing these improvements that we need. Transportation's huge. Recreation's huge. And you're right. We want people here. We want them to enjoy their experience here. What else? That's why we're here.
Right.
So I hope everyone make sure you please get out and vote in November 6th.
That's the one good thing I feel like in some of this negative politics that's out there and this polarization is that everyone is saying, both sides are saying, there's a place we can meet. Both sides are saying, get out and vote in this midterm election.
Please get out and vote. That's the most you can. If you want a voice, get out and vote.
Right.
If you don't vote, don't bother with that vote.
Before we wrap it up, you threw out something. We talked last week, and you threw out something. I asked you about how many voters are registered and how many people vote in El Dorado County. Throw those numbers out again. This to me is sad.
So in my district, I have 33,000 people live in my district that could vote. 19,000 are registered. Out of that, any given election, anywhere between 30–40% maybe. So we are talking about just a minuscule amount of people that actually get out and vote, and that's why it's so important, because your voice counts. We've had elections where 3 or 4 votes make a difference. Especially locally, it's critically important.
Those are the same people that are complaining about the politics, the same ones oftentimes that aren't getting out and voting.
That's right.
Sue Novasel, County Supervisor, get out
Please.
this midterm election and vote. We'll be back with your 7-day forecast. Stay with us.